Hey guys, Chris here, and welcome to the Norwegian high-speed run version 2.0 in the 2023 Polestar 2 performance. So if you're new here, the Norwegian high-speed run is a route over 610 kilometers, a little less than 400 miles, where the point of the whole test is to complete that route with the least amount of time connected to a charger. This car has a WLTP rated range of 455 kilometers, so to complete that route, we're going to have to stop and charge maybe once, maybe twice, and what issues will we encounter along the way. And then at the very end of the video, we're going to put this car into a chart, ranking it according to, charging time, and see how it stacks up against the competition. So guys, without further ado, let's get on the road, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. We are now on the move, and we've been on the road for about 34 minutes according to the car, and average consumption is 23.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So we started at the recharge chargers at Esso in Slependen. They are also the sponsor of today's video, more on them later. And we're still going the same route south to Kristiansand to the train station and then back again. So we're basically going from Oslo to the southern tip of Norway and then back again. So we're heading southward now, straight south. And then once we hit Larvik in about half an hour, 40 minutes, we will start moving southwest. And then we should have quite a strong tailwind of about 8 to 9 meters per second according to that wind map. And I can also hear already now and feel the car moving, because we do have a strong headwind or crosswind from the left now. So that will be interesting to see what that does with the consumption. Hopefully, on our way down we will have a tailwind, but on our way back again after we turn around, that will be a headwind, guys. So that will be very interesting. And according to the car, we should be able to arrive at our turnaround point, which is the train station in Kristiansand, with 16% battery. So that means we're going to be able to start moving back towards our goal and see where we stop to charge. Maybe we want to do the recharge chargers by IKEA in Kristiansand like the last time. That was a nice place to stop, but we'll just have to see. I don't want to, make that decision yet. So yeah, that is the update. We have about 60, 70 kilometers of motorway left now before we have 2-lane highways, and then we have 4-lane motorways, on and off all the way down to Kristiansand. So the average speed on the whole total trip should be around 95, 96 kilometers an hour, or about 60 miles per hour. It's almost 2 hours later, and we're about 81 kilometers from Kristiansand, so we are very much in the most southern, section of Norway, and we have almost full-on winter. This is unexpected, guys. Look at this. So it's about 1 degree Celsius outside, but we do have snowfall, we have slush in the road, and yeah, snow. This is pretty insane. I was not expecting this weather when I looked at the forecast yesterday, but hopefully this is only temporary and only locally, because it just started like maybe 2-3 kilometers up the road, and as you guys can see now, it's a lot less snow here just after a minute or two on camera. So yeah, but okay, interesting enough, guys. But still, we're gonna arrive with 14% stated charge according to the car at our turnaround point. We're probably gonna hit Kristiansand in rush hour traffic, but that really doesn't matter anymore, because we are on the Norwegian high-speed run version 2.0, and there is a difference, and the main difference is instead of timing the whole trip, we're only timing the actual charging time, which in my opinion makes much more sense. This is actually, a suggestion over the few past years from you guys to just rank the cars according to charging time instead of total time. So traffic and other, unforeseen issues isn't, an issue anymore. But okay, it seems like there's no more snow. We only have like rain now and wet roads. But yeah, the weather today, pretty extreme. I told her mom that I bust soon.
Know as a child back in the womb. Oh, told us step back, I need my broom. Vroom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom.
A little bit of traffic going into the city center of Kristiansand, and all of these cars are going right, so we're going to go in the left lane. That is pretty nice. So we're going to go here, take a left in this roundabout, and then we're going to go into the intersection towards the train station. I don't think we're going to go into the actual train station. I don't think we need to, but we're going to go straight here, and then we're going to take a U-turn in the, well, you can see the lights up there. So in the meantime, let's take a look at the consumption. 21.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That is not bad at all. And we are also at battery percentage. Let's collapse this. Is 14% battery. But the big question is, do we have now a massive headwind on our way back of about 8 to 9 meters per second? That is the big question. So we'll have to see. Yeah. If that, that consumption, because 21.5 is quite low considering average speed of 95 kilometers an hour, which is what I projected in the beginning of the video, but that may climb to maybe 22, 23 and a half, maybe even 24 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Well, maybe not all the way up to 24. But yeah, we're just waiting for the green light here. The train station is on our right side here, but as I said, we're just doing a U-turn here. Once we get a green arrow, well, it's not in a long time. But okay, let's see if we can find a charger. So I'm going to do the prompt now. So if you have a Google device at home, I'm going to do the voice command now, so you are warned. Hey Google, naviger til recharge Kjuttaviga. So good, this voice command in Google, no, in Polestar and Volvo. So I mean, this Android infotainment system is so good. So we're gonna go there. The car's gonna estimate us with 10% battery, and now the car's gonna preheat the battery for charging. It is 5 degrees Celsius outside. It's a little bit warmer than it's been, well, thus far on the trip. It's been quite cold. As you guys have seen, we've seen dry weather, we've seen snow, and now we have like a little bit milder weather with a little bit of rain. But okay, we're gonna go the 12 kilometers north on the E18 motorway, and then I'll catch up with you guys once we get to the charger. Okay, this is our exit, but it looked like I actually, navigated to Kjuttaviga, which is a part of the zoo over here, and not the actual chargers here, because they are so new that I don't think the GPS or the Google Assistant here really understood where I was trying to go. So maybe we don't have heat in the battery yet. The car didn't preheat the battery. So if we don't get maximum speed now, that is on me. It's not on the car. Or, I mean, it's still on the car if it has a cold battery after like 3 hours plus on the road. But it's kind of, a fail from me. Yeah, I can't even speak properly. So I have a little bit of a cold now. It's really annoying. Like, been on and off a cold now for the past 2 months. Like, I'm sick for a week, and then I'm not sick, and then I'm sick. So let's go over here. We're gonna have to back in because we have the charging, the car connector on the rear side, driver side of the car. And let's back into this spot here. Okay, look how dirty the 360 camera is now after, this weather. We're going to park here, and then we're going to hop out and connect to the charger here. Okay, so we're now connected. I've used my RFID chip, and the car initializes and starts charging quite quickly. And my God, this weather is so bad. It's really blowing outside now. It's cold. I'm not wearing too much clothes, but I hope you guys can hear me. It's really, really blowing. So I think we're gonna hop into the car and then monitor the charging speed from there, because it's super windy. My God. I think we're gonna have issues with this on our way back. Holy camole. Okay, let's hop around. So we started with 10% battery, as you guys can see there. We connected, and we're now up to 42 kilowatts, 46, and it's climbing. So hopefully we can hit close to that 150 kilowatt peak charging speed. But again, I failed to choose the actual chargers as our destination. So we may have a colder battery than, you know, what is optimal, because it is cold outside, 5 degrees Celsius. But yeah, we're picking up nice speed here. Let's see where we peak. 110. Come on, guys, come on. Yeah, so it looks like we're peaking at 110 kilowatts. You can see also the amps there, 278. I think this charger, it could be limited to 300 amps, these Kempower chargers, but still we would have been getting 300 amps. Now it looks like we're limited by the actual temperature in the battery, because if the charger was limiting us to 300 amps, we would be getting 300 amps, not 278. And also we're really close to 400 volts also. So 110 kilowatts, that is not the best, but that is why we do these tests. Okay, a little bit better speed now, guys. 296 amps and 119 kilowatts. So again, I think these chargers may be limited to around 300 amps, or maybe 350, but not a lot more than that. But still 119 kilowatts, better than 110, 402 volts. It's really nice that we have this readout. So applause to you guys, Polestar, for giving us both kilowatts, amps, and volts. I think this is basically the only car that gives you that in the display. So that's really, really nice. But okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna we're gonna choose our, you know, end destination as our point here in the, this is the one, recharge station in Billingstadsletta, which is our endpoint. That's where we're gonna go. That's where we started today. So minus 66%. So that means the car wants us to charge to almost 80. So yeah, we're gonna have to do 2 charging stops, most likely. We're gonna maybe go to 50 kilowatts here, and also here, guys, 300 amps now, 122 kilowatts. So I actually think these chargers are limited to 300 amps. So, you know, that's something to think about, that you're not going to get, you know, in this pack voltage in this car. 405 volts, you're not going to get more than 122 kilowatts at that amperage and that voltage. Other cars you may get higher, but again, I don't want to make this too complicated, but this is the reason why we're not getting more than 122 kilowatts, because we are sitting at a steady 300 amps. And that may also indicate that battery temperature is actually up to speed. So we're gonna have to find another charging stop so we don't, you know, spend too much time charging here, because going to 80%, yeah, that's really gonna take a long time. So probably gonna go to 45, maybe 50 instead, and then do a quicker charging stop somewhere along the way. While we're sitting here and charging, I just want to take this opportunity to thank today's video sponsor, Recharge. So if you don't know, Recharge is actually the largest provider of charging in the Nordic countries, Norway, Finland, and Sweden. And they'll also be opening chargers in Denmark in the near future. So if you look at the DC chargers, you know, 50 kilowatts and faster, they have more than 2,500 charging points in the Nordic countries. If you look at all the charging points, AC included, it's more than 4,000, which is just completely mind-boggling insane. Yeah, that is a lot of charging points. So if you want to support the channel, go to the link down below and just find out where your closest Recharge charger is. Thank you very much.
I need a shot, no chase. My girl need a wine in the state. My mom need a house for the late. So I got some money to make. They told me I got what it take. So I gotta take it all back. I told them I need my pay. I need my 50 for tax.
We're less than 2 kilometers away from our second charging stop, which is at Shell in Foxerö, or Shell Foxerö krysset, at the Recharge chargers there. And we're now down to 1% stated charge, and we are in turtle mode. And as you guys can see, I've set the cruise control to 120 kilometers an hour, but we're not able to go faster than 95. So since we hit 7%, we've been in turtle mode, and we've been reduced in acceleration. And as you know, the battery percentage dips down, so does the power. And as you guys can see here also, yeah, we're going 86. So this is our exit. Yeah, this is our exit. So yeah, I would not recommend, you know, driving this car as down, you know, as empty as I've done here, down below 5%, maybe even 10% is like your limit before you start losing power. And yeah, severely reduced power, or 7% is your turtle mode. But if I give it full throttle now, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is full throttle. So we're gonna go to the chargers right over here. We're at 1% stated charge. This is going to be a short charging stop. Last time we did go to 64%, so maybe I should have gone a few extra percent, but you know, because of the low speed you get at 65%, I didn't want to, you know, spend more time at a charger. But here they also have cam power chargers, so we're probably not going to peak at more than 124 is what we peaked at the 300 amps. So we're gonna park in one of these bays, and then we'll see what the charging speed is. Okay, we're now connected, and as you guys can see, we're picking up speed now, 20 kilowatts. And yeah, as I said, we're probably gonna cap out at 300 amps and 124 kilowatts. So in the meantime, as you know, Pete's speed picks up, we have about 99 kilometers to go to the our end stop, to the end of this test, and it shows minus 27%. So I think we're gonna go to 35 to have a little bit of a buffer. 35%, because let's see, can we get the consumption? No, we couldn't see the consumption, but the consumption is, let's see, can we? Yeah, okay, there we go. Consumption 23.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So consumption has, you know, gone up by 2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and that is because of that, you know, headwind we are now have in our face while we're heading towards back towards Oslo. So yeah, 114 kilowatts, 299 amps, 300 amps, 115 kilowatts. So yeah, because of the charging gear, 2%, we're probably going to hit 124 as we did on the last charging stop. But okay, so we're going to go to 35%, I think will give us enough of a buffer. We don't have to go into turtle mode and, you know, have an issue with power. And yeah, so I'll catch up with you guys once we get back to our starting point, and let's see how well this car did today in this test. Welcome back to Esso in Billingstadslata, where we started today's test earlier today, and we arrived here with 9% battery. So as I said, we're going to try to arrive here with around 10% battery and not go into turtle mode, which is around 7%, and at least not go into like full complete no power mode at around 1 to 2 to 3%. So I actually charged the car, you know, at the last charging stop until the navigation system said we were going to arrive here with 10%. So hitting 9%, not too bad. But I think, you know, it could have been a little bit more accurate, and the reason is probably the weather today we've had. So talking about weather, consumption 23.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Not the most efficient, but I think that was down to a lot of today's weather. So first off, it was quite cold today, between 1 and 6 degrees Celsius, which is much colder than we've had, you know, just the past few weeks here in Norway. Suddenly, it just became really cold. And then for a lot of today's trip, we did have heavy rain. We even had snow, slushy and wet road. Though here in eastern Norway, it doesn't seem that it has rained at all. So the weather was pretty nice once we got, you know, north of Larvik and started, you know, entering eastern Norway, not, you know, the most southern tip. So I think that consumption, not too bad considering today's weather. So you guys are here at the end of the video because you want to know the results. And with an average speed of 95 kilometers an hour, the 2023 Polestar 2 Performance, you know, had a total charging time over the 610 kilometer route of 45 minutes, which isn't the best, but looking at what the Polestar 2 long-range dual motor, non-performance, and on smaller wheels did last year, that car charged for 48 minutes. And this is very, very interesting because I usually say you can't compare the results directly, but since we arrived here with, well, 10% battery or 9% battery, and the old route was only about 5 kilometers further or longer, I mean, we would have arrived at the old destination with around maybe 8 or 9% or 7 or 8%. So I think you can compare those results directly. But this goes to a few improvements with this car, because this car, you know, the weather was worse today, and it was not 0 degrees, but it was 1 degree. So overall temperature was colder, and also the conditions were worse. And this car is on bigger wheels and it has more performance. So this car should be less efficient. But what it's really down to is the increased efficiency the past year. This also, the 2023 model, has a new heat pump that is more efficient down to -7 degrees Celsius. The old one was only efficient down to about 5 degrees plus. This new one is more efficient down to -7 degrees Celsius. And also all the OTA updates that has come in the past year, you know, with charging speed and just making the car more efficient. So that really shows you that this car has improved, because we have a 3-minute shorter charging time with colder, worse weather, more performance, and bigger wheels, which really should not be the case if this car hadn't been improved. So everything considered, I am impressed by the improvement of this car. But what would really be cool would be to test a long-range dual motor with 19-inch wheels. So we're going to do that hopefully in the near future. So guys, let me know what you think down below, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.